Another Brick fan with a BrickHeadz review. This is Disney Villains, Cruella and Maleficent. This is set 40620, was released in March 2023. It has 320 pieces and cost about $20 when it was released. This is one of several Disney BrickHeadz sets, I think there's 4 total, that have been released so far in 2023, and these represent 2 of Disney's iconic villains. It includes Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians, as well as Maleficent, who was the evil witch from Snow White, but also has starred in her own movie. Let's go ahead and get these 2 villains built and take a look at the finished BrickHeadz. Here are our 2 finished BrickHeadz, and you see Cruella with her signature 2-tone hair. So she has black on one side and white on the other. She's of course wearing this big white fur coat. I do like the color that is done here in the middle, and this is all done as a kind of the stud brick built piece here with a couple of plates and a bunch of tiles in there. So it makes for a very nice look. Maleficent here has these big horns on her head, all black on the top, the purple collar there. There's a printed piece right here that shows a purple shirt underneath. I like the way on both these figures they use the different color behind the eyes for both of them. So let's take a look at each of these figures individually. So here is Cruella de Vil, and I already pointed out I like the use of that sand green behind her eyes. Just gives them a little bit extra pop to have something behind it. Perhaps it indicates some makeup she's wearing. The chest, or the center area here of Cruella, is done with a brick built set that just clicks into place. So I thought that created a very nice look. The fur jacket she's wearing is very substantial. It's very big around the bottom here. You can see it's done with these curved pieces down there. The shoulder blades are done with this fender piece or wheel well piece from vehicles, very large. Has the shoulder or the sleeves that come down. It looks like she's wearing some red gloves. Her hair, although relatively plain, is still a pretty substantial build with lots of different kinds of slopes and different plates that are used. You can see in the back it kind of has these gaps and allows for a bunch of extra pieces and looks very long and lush hair. There's these little tooth pieces back here just to give a little bit of extra texture to the back of the figure. And right down the middle it's split with black, so there's black and white hair. I think it's built pretty much the same on both sides. You can see all of the different pieces and the detail that is done with all this sloping around the backside. Again, one of these great big fender pieces to represent the big shoulders of the fur coat she's wearing. And then I like how the front is done too, with these little slopes, and just both sides kind of mirror images of each other in the black and white. Let's take a closer look at Maleficent. Here is Maleficent, that it was originally portrayed as a wicked witch, the one that put Sleeping Beauty to sleep, or cursed Sleeping Beauty. But then in her own movie, she's more of a nature sprite or nature creature of some kind. I didn't actually watch the movie, but I believe it was played by Angelina Jolie and was fairly popular. So here you have her kind of pale blue skin. She has these violet or kind of pinkish back one by ones behind the eyes, just to make those pop just a little bit more. She has the horns. And I think she kind of wore like a skull cap or a skull, you know, like a hat, kind of a tight hat, form-fitting hat around her head there. And that's what that shows. She has this very wide purple collar that you see is done with these various slope pieces. And it gives it some dimension because one of them sticks out farther than the others. The robe, black robe she's wearing over her purple shirt, presumably, has very long sleeves. And once again, her hands are in that pale blue color. Very smooth. Again, it's more like a helmet or a skull cap that goes over her head there. Or perhaps she just doesn't have hair as a forest elemental or nature spirit of some kind. Good sloping here with the black, then the purple. Once again, the purple, the other side is built the same way. These horns just clip in, so they do move slightly, but I just like to keep them kind of spread out. You could put them more curved in if you want. Same look here with a light blue hand. And then the front has these nice slopes here to kind of complete the look. Two good BrickHeadz that represent these classic Disney villains. I think this could be a complete series. Obviously, there's many Disney villains. I think Gaston would look pretty interesting as a BrickHead. Of course, there's several others around that could be chosen for Disney villains. Pretty good choice for these first two, since they did translate to BrickHeadz quite well. Quickly on value, as a 2 full-size BrickHeadz set at $20, it's great that has always been the price for the 2 BrickHeadz. So ever since they've been released, you can pretty much count on paying $10 for each full-size BrickHead. So that is very nice that the prices have stayed the same over the years. The price per piece count is pretty good on this set. There's 320 pieces, which is pushing it down to around the 6 or 7 cents per piece, whereas I think 10 is a good value. So definitely get a lot of pieces with this particular BrickHeadz set, which is not unusual. Again, regardless of the amount of pieces, they still charge $10 per BrickHead. So I think that's really great. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this BrickHeadz set. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to see more of my LEGO reviews. I've left a link to my Disney as well as my BrickHeadz review playlists up here on the screen.